So, Joe, we've just finished the last podcast.
We just have.
This is a little insight into what you're about to expect over the next 45 minutes.
Scoop. Yeah.
What do we talk about?
Well, there's a lot of weird stuff we do.
It was a very
towards the end. You guys are going to be very shocked because it's funny, but yeah, it's weird.
We started a campaign to get Ricky Gervais on the podcast.
We did. We talked about how we can improve the podcast and how we can get famous and possibly get Ricky Gervais on the show.
We talked about a few challenges and a few games we've got coming up on the podcast.
Yeah, we certainly have. There's no girls this week, so
yes,
it's just going to be me and Callum.
This is the guys, and this is what happens when you leave the guys on their own.
Yeah,
because later on in the podcast,
just let loose. We let loose.
We visited Ireland for a bit.
We did. We definitely visited Ireland and partly to Liverpool too.
Yeah.
Very strange, but
I won't give anything away. But
we hope you enjoy and listen on.
Apologies if anyone was offended if you're Irish.
We really do apologise. It's crazy.
Or even if you've got ears, I'm sorry if you're offended because
it's a ridiculous podcast.
But anyway, enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy.
Well, I thought it'd be quite interesting to talk about the podcast because we're on our fourth podcast now.
We're on our fourth, but I think it's going quite well.
And we've done 4 in a month, which is
we probably should pick up the pace a little bit.
Probably need to if we want to get it good. But that's the thing. Why did we start this podcast? Why did you want to do a podcast first?
So I just kind of like the idea. I liked. This sounds really into myself, but I quite like just talking about things.
I kind of know what you mean.
I kind of just enjoy talking about topics and stuff, giving my opinion on things. It's something I've always wanted to do anyway.
Talk.
Yeah, I mean, since I was first born, my dream was to talk. So yeah, I've always wanted to do something like this where I can get my opinions out and stuff. Like the first podcast, I was really, really, really nervous, and I think you could probably tell that if you weren't and watched back again. But yeah, I'm starting to get into the rhythm of it now. I really enjoy it. I look forward to it every week. So
for me, it was. I mean, I've been a big podcast fan for a lot of years, and I think it's just, I don't know, it's such a unique way of doing something, like just literally sitting there. Yeah. We don't really need to plan that much. Not that no effort goes into it, because
there's a casual feel to it, isn't there?
And I feel like the best podcasts are the ones that are a bit more natural. If you script it too much and
because then when you get a schedule, it's kind of you got to move on to this bit in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, and it's better when it's just literally 2 people chatting.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, we haven't planned this podcast that much.
No, we haven't. No,
we haven't.
But hopefully we get it by, and hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe. I mean, we called it the 5th best podcast in the world because
there's gonna be errors.
We're quite terrible at everything.
Well, we're not perfect guys.
But I think I like the idea of calling it the 5th best podcast in the world because it sets our hopes up. Not amazing. We're not aiming for the top. We're aiming to be average. I think that's...
Yeah, well, I'd rather be 5th than 4th, so... Which makes no sense in the real world, but being 5th...
I'd be 5th than 6th.
So, 5th is the dream. 5th is a dream.
I always feel like if we end up getting like number 1 on iTunes, we can't really celebrate. We have to be number 5.
Yeah, we want to get... If we're number 1 on iTunes, we need to do something wrong to get us back down again.
Yeah, we need to say something very controversial.
Yeah.
Not do one.
So,
but I think the interesting thing, we need to talk about how we get this podcast. Because we've uploaded 4, we've got a combined view of like 400 views, 300 views between over 3 videos, which is decent. I don't have 300 people in my phone contacts.
No, so obviously someone from somewhere else is obviously tuned in.
Yes, hopefully we'll listen abroad. But how do we get to the next level, Joe? How do we get this podcast?
To skyrocket.
The skyrocket, yeah.
What I'm thinking is we need to incorporate a few games.
Okay.
Maybe talk to the girls about it.
Hangman or...
Hangman. Okay.
I mean, that's just an idea.
I was thinking more outrageous, like skydiving or...
we could do a podcast live from the air.
From the air.
So we can like jump out of a plane and on the way down, we can do like a podcast.
Could you imagine my intro when I'm doing that? That would not be good.
It probably wouldn't be good either for like, mics being
the audio would be terrible,
flying through them.
And then you hear the guy that's like doing your parachute every so often.
Yeah,
it won't deploy. What?
I don't know how long it takes to either come down from a helicopter. I don't think it's like a 40-minute wait.
No, it would just be my intro and that's it.
Yeah,
and then we die.
Splat. Yeah. So yeah, maybe not skydiving. But what do you mean by games? What sort of games?
Just fun games. Like the other day, you came out with the idea of doing this jailbreak thing. I've never heard of it before. But stuff that gets everyone involved. That's quite interesting for people to listen to. Just fun games, really.
When we started filming them, it kind of opened a lot of doors in terms of what we can do.
Yeah.
Lish Lish especially wanted us to react to things. I don't know if you've seen those YouTube channels where they just watch other people's videos. And getting loads of videos. She said we could do that on a podcast. So like find some weird videos to react to. We could do that.
We could, yeah, but they won't be able to kind of see what we're looking at.
No, that's the issue. Unless I'm putting more work on myself with editing, but edit it in a way that we can put the video on screen or something.
Yeah, that'd probably kill you, man.
I'll probably have no fingers left. But yeah. Have you seen those reaction videos though?
Yeah, I think it's just been done to the ground now because you see the same videos reacted by different people. It's just ridiculous.
There's something weird about it though. I don't know, like.
It's addictive, I think.
I don't know why.
I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's when people react to people reacting to them. That's when it gets
too far. Yeah. I saw. I think I was telling you about this. I saw Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
He reacted to his vocal. Vocals.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And then the person that was reacting to his vocals reacted to Brendan Urie, reacted to her video,
horrific.
reacting to him. It was just weird. Very weird. But I do understand it's just really addictive to watch someone watch something.
Yeah, I couldn't do that sort of thing myself properly just because I don't have enough reactions when I'm watching it. Like I could enjoy a video, but I won't be like, oh wow, I couldn't commentate on it while I'm watching it because I won't enjoy it.
It's when people react to music. Like when I listen to a song first time around, first of all, I miss so much. So like they could be talking about something really controversial and I wouldn't even realise.
Yeah.
Second of all, I wouldn't be able to speak during it because I would miss even more. And I think I wouldn't say talented, but like you need to have a good wit about you to react to things, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Pick up everything straight away.
Yeah. I just couldn't do it.
They paid a lot of money though.
They do. YouTube is just ridiculous.
But like, I think I saw that reaction videos, you're allowed to do that now. It's under fair use if you have
so you don't get copyrighted for it?
Not unless it's music, unless it's like
right, yeah, like if you're nicking someone's song.
Yeah, if it's not on YouTube and someone's playing it to like Apple Music or something, then it can get copyright. But if it's like a YouTube video that they're reacting to,
I've got you. So it's actually on YouTube, the platform itself. You mean?
Yeah,
I got you.
YouTube's a very interesting place. Maybe we'll become YouTube famous one day. With
that would be incredible. That would be incredible.
That has always been the dream of mine.
Yeah. Well, we could do it if we put our minds to it. We just need to stay dedicated.
But how do we do it then? So you thought
of games. So we've got games.
We've got. I think guests is a good idea.
Yeah, if we switch up the guests, probably get rid of me. That would probably bung up the numbers.
Yeah, that'll work. But
I think if with different people, you can get different topics and stuff. So you can get different people's opinions on stuff. You can go back to the same topics, even though a new fresh idea every week. We can have like you were saying the other day. I could do some different things with the opening. Keep you all entertained throughout the podcast. Just different things you can incorporate into it. Little segments in the not scheduled as such as in terms of. Just little things we can go to every podcast.
Blur the line a little between radio and podcasting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like in radios, you have loads of little games, loads of little segments in a show.
Yeah.
Podcasts don't tend to have that, really.
No.
I mean, they have like little things here and there that are repetitive, but they don't have jingles or like stuff in the middle. It's the only break up really for like advertisements and what, but I think that'll be quite cool to blur the line a little between radio and podcasting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And if we interview people, I don't know how good I am at interviewing people, but I think that would be quite interesting. There's some celebrities in with some fun stories.
Yeah, the only issue with that is if there's a couple of us interviewing him, it's going to feel weird if we're just questioning him, like, you know.
Yeah, especially if they're sat in the middle.
Staring at him.
So who would be our dream guest?
What are you thinking? So what, our dream guest?
Yeah.
There's some sort of comedian that's well famous.
Lee Evans, I would love on.
Lee Evans, yeah, you could do him, yeah, for sure.
Or Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, yeah.
Okay, let's do Ricky Gervais then. Yeah. It's February now. October, we're getting Ricky Gervais on the podcast.
Okay.
How do we get there?
How do we get there? Okay.
How do we get Ricky Gervais?
We need some exposure, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
We need some exposure from somewhere. I don't know. Maybe we link our pages on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone watches it and gets it. We need to bigger.
We need to make a Twitter account.
I can't believe we don't have a Twitter account.
I made one. I'll put that link in the description of the video. But like,
oh, there you go. First plug.
I made one. It's not no tweets on it. It's not a profile picture and a header.
It's not an egg, is it?
No, it's not an egg. No. I'll try to the egg podcast. That would have been cool. But yeah, it's ready to go. There just needs to be something uploaded on there.
Okay, yeah. So maybe it's this.
So that's a good way to start.
For sure.
Advertising.
Yeah. Advertising. Get our names out there.
Follow loads of podcasts.
Because
get them to follow back. Yeah. And then suddenly you're networking on Twitter, and then
absolutely, social network is a big key to getting some exposure.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Instagram that much for podcasts. I advertise. I think you only put links in your bio usually on Instagram. I might be wrong.
Yeah. So
that's Facebook is our main source of income.
Yes,
income,
for sure.
Probably
income. Yeah, that's not the right word.
But we get a lot of our views through Facebook.
Yeah. That's just mainly us just posting the
friends
podcast.
Of ours sharing it.
But obviously we appreciate all the views.
Yeah, I mean our friend Lee. I was not a name, but he's already been named on the podcast before. He shared our he promoted it on his Instagram.
Yes,
and he has about 30,000 followers.
30,000 followers.
Yeah, quotation marks over the word.
Yeah,
30,000 followers.
I forgot we're not
humans. Might be a bit debatable, but. They all came in their numbers and watched our podcast, which
they did.
Was weird.
It was weird.
Especially our first one as well.
Because I really do think most of them are from like Brazil and...
Uganda.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We appreciate it. It's still a person watching and listening to us. I probably didn't understand it, but...
No, they won't understand a single word that's being said. Or who we are, because they've just clicked on a podcast of people that they don't know talking about stuff that they don't care about. From
someone who shared that they probably don't even know is either from Instagram. So, but Lee, we appreciate it anyway.
Yeah, shout out to Lee.
And if you could do that another 60 times, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be quite cool. Get Lee on the podcast. That would work.
Yeah, little Lee on the podcast. That'd be interesting.
Little Lee. But anyway. So I think getting this podcast successful to get Ricky Gervais on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pull some strings, man.
I think pulling some strings is understanding.
We're going to have to say something controversial, like you're saying, get the views up.
Get the views.
Get people going, oh, this is a bit controversial, this. And they'll be like, yeah, well, we don't on purpose.
We need to put them on iTunes first.
Yep.
iTunes is, I think, the leading source for podcasts still.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah. I think Spotify's
up there now, yeah.
But I tried to get our podcast on Spotify. If anyone listening has any ideas how to do it, but I tried to do it and it said you had to pay monthly. Which, being a student...
Yeah, and we're making no money.
And we're making zero pounds from this. Luckily, we're not spending anything on it either yet. But, getting them on Spotify would be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start like a Patreon account or like a...
Let's get Ricky Gervais on our show.
Yeah, and start getting people to fund us to make the podcast, and then we'll make it 10 times better.
There is always the age-old question. We could just ask him.
Ricky Gervais?
Just casually ask him.
When we start the Twitter account, I think every week...
We push his buttons.
Yeah, and then one day
be like, he'll snap,
and either block us...
Yeah.
Police will be at our door.
And then Ricky Gervais has blocked us. Cool.
Yeah. And then we're claim to fame. He's clicked on our profile and that's advertising.
Or he parks his butt just here and starts talking to us.
Yeah.
The former is probably more likely.
Yeah, we'll probably end up in prison more likely than getting Gervais for harassment or something. But
maybe it's
a plan.
Maybe it's worth it, Callum.
To get to prison.
For Gervais, maybe. Maybe if we come over prison, he might come. So, I don't know.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the True Geordie podcast.
Yeah.
And
we could go on there.
We could. Ricky Gervais was on that recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I watched the True Geordie when he used to do videos literally shouting about Newcastle United.
So it can be done.
Yeah. And he had not a lot of following. And now Ricky Gervais is sat in his studio. Granted, his studio's a bit better than this.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is a decent studio.
We're starting low and we're building the bar. We're gonna push. We're gonna
September.
Do it, guys.
You've heard it here first. Ricky Gervais is coming on the podcast.
Yeah. It's Callum said that, not me, but yeah, sure.
He's coming.
He's coming.
So, one thing you mentioned a second ago. Well, I say a second ago, about 10 minutes ago, was the idea I came about was the jailbreak challenge.
Yes, I've not heard of this until you told me.
So we haven't actually discussed this with the girls yet.
No, we haven't. No, I wonder what they think of it.
Well, I won't discuss it with them. I'll let them listen to the podcast.
Yes, we'll see if they actually do listen to it.
Yeah. If they ask us about it, then I think Lish might listen. And I think Sophie. I don't think she listened to all of it. She'll
probably get bored in the first second.
Yeah. Well, she did last week, to be fair.
She got bored while she was doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that on the video podcast that we did, but she was literally organising her pencil case whilst on a podcast.
She was absent.
Yeah, which was worrying. But
she didn't put on a holiday request either. She just was absent. Right, carry on. Jailbreak.
That was difficult to witness.
Sorry guys.
So the jailbreak challenge, if you haven't heard, is... Well, it's a charity challenge. We're not doing it for charity, which sounds a bit dodgy when I said it like that. But
we would do probably
if we had any money.
So little point.
But it's a challenge that usually happens at university. It never happened at mine, which I was a bit annoyed about. But you start at the university campus, and I think you either get 24 hours or a certain amount of time, any amount of time really, to get as far away from that uni as possible, and whoever gets furthest away wins, basically. And you're not allowed to drive yourself, or I don't think you're allowed to use public transport, which is the weird thing. But
you got a budget.
I think there's a small budget. I think it's less than £10 or something like that, or it might be £1 or something.
So it's a lot of walking. A lot of walking.
I think you might be able to use public transport, but I think
you got to, because what else can you do?
Yeah, but I was researching this, and there are some incredible stories about people who have got miles away from their uni that are doing this. There was a story I was reading on, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the details, but these two people were trying to email Richard Branson. Is it Branson or Branson?
Branson. No T, I don't think. Branston. Well, maybe Branston. Anyway.
Yeah, they were trying to email him.
Yep.
And they emailed loads of accounts trying to guess his email address, basically.
Yeah.
And they did it must have done 10, 15 times. And one of his publicists, they must have got it right, emailed back because they asked, can you get us as far away as possible? We're doing this for charity. And they said, is Australia good enough? And they got him, hired them a plane and got them to Australia, which is mental.
Imagine the phone call where have you challenge is over, where are you guys? In Aussie, mate.
Why would you get an accent from here?
Oh, yeah, that would be even better. Got an accent from it, but yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I think that's mental story. And yeah, I think, I don't know how the charity thing works. So maybe every mile you get sponsored.
Maybe so.
That we're planning on doing that soon.
Yeah, if you guys would be happy to see that, we're definitely up for that.
The idea that we had, obviously we can't read, well, not obviously, we could do it for charity, but
once again, we barely have any listeners, so.
No, yeah. Well, we have Ricky Gervais on the podcast now.
Yeah, he's coming on. So he's coming on.
Yeah, he's coming on in September, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But this idea that we had, we're going to split up into teams, probably boys versus girls.
Yeah.
And I think the budget would be $5 each, I would say.
Yeah, something like that. Well, we need to know if we're going to use public transport or not, because if
I reckon we
can't,
should.
then what's the point of the $5? Because we can't really do anything at all.
Yeah, I reckon we should be able to use public transport, but it's how you use public transport, I guess.
How?
Yeah. I reckon we should start it at like 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning, something early.
Yeah.
And then end it at like 7 in the evening.
Yep.
So we have enough time to get back from wherever we are.
Yeah, we could be stranded there forever.
And we should have the rules that we're not allowed to drive ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the only one that can drive out of the four of us.
Yeah. I'll take my wheels off.
Yeah. And what other rules should we have?
No talking.
Or just no silence complete for the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know. I do reckon we should do public transport though. Yeah,
for sure. $5's not going to get you too far anyway, so it's not like a big deal.
But I reckon there'll be some way. I think I don't want to discuss too many ways of doing it because then the girls will listen to this podcast. And
get ideas. We're going to win, girls.
We're gonna, I think we should have a bet though.
Okay.
On who's going to win. Not a physical bet, but like whoever loses, maybe do a forfeit. Maybe.
I think the girls will start here, where we are now, and finish here, where we are now.
Maybe, yeah. No, I reckon them two will fall out.
Yeah, they'll have a scrap.
And we're going to record it all. Probably in a vlog sort of format, all of us with our phones. Which is going to be difficult to edit, I just realised.
You love it, Callum, you do.
No.
But anyway, yeah, so boys versus girls.
Anyway, yeah.
And that will probably be coming, well, I go on holiday in a week or so probably
we'll have time to plan
a couple of weeks or stuff.
We'll think of a strategy.
Think of a strategy, yeah.
Do. But I think the forfeit, something simple, the other two have to buy us drinks.
Yeah.
Well, I think us, as I was very confident we're going to win.
We are going to win.
We are going to win, yeah.
Yeah, we are going to win. So definitely, the confidence is very good.
I aim to not be in this country by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, by the end of the year?
By the end of that...
We've got a Gervais, bro. Yeah.
End of that little contest.
Yeah, we won't be. And you girls will just be nowhere.
Yeah, so if you're listening, girls, you should be.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Yeah. Start thinking strategies because...
we're going to have ya.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Thank you for coming.
Oh, wait, come on, what was that?
I don't know, but get rid of that as well.
No, we're keeping it now. We're rolling forward. Your Elvis impressions.
Uh-huh.
Don't do that again.
That was pretty good.
So we've been talking about how to get the podcast famous. We've got Ricky Gervais confirmed as a guest.
Confirmed. He's coming. He is coming on.
He is coming in September.
Yeah.
We've decided he's coming on.
Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, thanks, Ricky, for that. It's good promo. Maybe start a hashtag Get Ricky on the 5th best podcast in the world.
Yeah.
That could work. So yeah, I think the first half of the podcast was interesting.
It sure was.
Now, whoever's listening, you might have realised that Joe's been doing a lot of Irish accents recently.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed.
This all came from what sort of night was it?
Oh, that night a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago, me and Joe and a few friends, Sophie was one of them, went out and we got a bit merry.
Yeah, we had a couple of bevies, and
everyone's got their level of drunk.
Yeah,
they've got their level of. They're a bit loud, they're dancing sort of drunk, they're singing sort of drunk, they're drunk where they put their shoulders around, or arms around your shoulders, are like, oh, I love you, bro.
Yeah,
that sort of drunk.
That's me.
No, I've never unlocked the Irish level of drunk.
No.
Where you're spouting all sorts of nonsense.
But we reached that level, Callum.
We did. I don't know if I can even do my Irish accent anymore. Maybe it's just a drunk thing.
Well, yeah, it was weird because for an hour spell, we were literally constantly talking Irish.
It was... I've got Irish roots in terms of my name is Irish. That's my claim to...
Callum Riley.
Yeah.
That was bad, yeah.
Shall we dust off our Irish accent and try and make it...
We can try to. I'm up for that. Definitely. Let's do it.
Let's find a tutorial.
A tutorial on the Irish accent. To be sure.
That's a good start. That's a very good start.
Okay. Over the rainbow.
How to do an Irish accent.
Let's do it.
It's by Madeline Harvey.
Okay, Madeline. How do you speak Irish?
Madeline,
take it away.
You're going to tell us how to speak the fluent language of Ireland.
Beautiful little Irish jiggle intro.
Hello, friends. I'm Madeline Harvey, and today
Already, she's American.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't either. I was expecting to be full on Ireland.
I was expecting Irish straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Very interested to see how she, how she
goes on from here.
Nice. That was all right. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I thought it would be wonderful to extend our vocal workings to include the music of an Irish accent.
She said Irish a bit. Irish.
Yeah.
Irish.
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 Yeah.
Irish.
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 Yeah, got that now. That's pretty,
we're
pretty solid on that one.
We're going to be exploring certain sounds, and then we're going to apply those sounds into practice sentences. That way you'll be speaking that beautiful brogue in no time.
Brogue.
So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click the subscribe button below. I would love to.
Anyone who's listening, go and subscribe to Madeline Harvey. Give her some love.
Lovely one.
Lovely woman. Lovely. I mean, she seems very nice.
Yeah. Good set of pipes on her.
What?
Pipes.
Oh.
To see you here more often. Now, it's important to note that whenever you're learning a new accent, it's very helpful to isolate sounds that are specific to that accent. In order to do this well, I encourage you to pause the video during each sections, going over each of the practice words slowly.
We can do that. We can do that.
This may feel really strange at first, but each of the sounds can become beautiful once they're lived in a little. Are you ready to get started?
I am.
Here we go.
Wait, are you definitely ready?
I'm absolutely ready.
I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. It's walk in the park, mate. Walk in the park.
Okay, well, hopefully Madeline's going to turn us Irish in the next...
Yeah.
It's a 7-minute video.
Okay, maybe we won't watch all of it, but...
In 6 minutes' time, we will be Irish.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Come on.
My favorite place to start as a jump-off place in an Irish accent is the sound I. Now, in English, we say I, but in an Irish accent, we say oi, as in the word oil.
Okay.
I'll knock you out. I'll do
You said it sounds like oil. Like oi.
I'll tell you what. That was terrible.
I'll tell you what.
I'll.
Oh, we need more practice, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Come on, Madeline. You need to help us out here.
Now, just jump in with this on me. Say oil.
Oil.
Now, add that sound to the word Ireland.
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 Ireland. Ireland. Or Ireland. Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland.
I'll go to Ireland.
This is the worst podcast I've ever done.
Yeah.
Do you feel that bending movement carry you into the sound? So the practice words with this vowel shift include oi, Ireland, hoit, noit, soit, roit, ploit. Practice sentences. Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland.
Smiled.
Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland.
I think she said fortune smiled upon him in Ireland.
Fortune smiled upon Ireland. That was actually pretty good.
Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland.
Smiled.
Oh, Scottish.
That was Scottish.
Oh.
What? I forgot what she even said now. Fortune smiled upon Ireland.
Soit, roit.
Just remind us a little.
Practice sentences. Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland.
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 It's not bad.
We're
She's helping. Madeline's helping.
Oh, thanks, Maddie.
Fortune smiled upon him in Ireland. It's not quite the right shade of blue.
Oh, that's the one.
It's not quite
the right shade of blue.
Not quite the right shade of blue.
Not quite the right.
That's dude. Are we watching the wrong video here? It's not quite the right smile. I've got the two mixed up now. Not quite smile at the fortune of Ireland.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
That was Scottish again. Not quite the right shade of blue.
It's not. It's not quite the right shade of blue.
Blue. Second of blue.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
It's not quite the right shade of blue. the blue bit is so
yeah, the blue part.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
Blue.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
That's kind of Welsh, I think.
Blue.
Quite the right shade of blue.
That's definitely not Welsh.
Yeah, I can't do the blue bit.
It's not quite the right shade of blue.
That's bad. Not quite the right shade of blue.
Not quite the right. Oh God! I don't know.
Okay.
Come on,
Yeah.
Maddie. We need help.
It's not quite the right shade of blue. I'll be having some of that oil.
I'll be having
I'll
some of
be
that.
having some of that oil.
So I'll be having some of that oil.
When is that a day-to-day
When is that?
sentence?
Yeah. What?
I want this in my day-to-day, vocabulary. I'm not going to say
I've
to
never
someone I
done-
want oil.
What did she say then?
Having some of that oil.
I'll
be having some of that oil.
I'll be having some of that oil.
I'll tell you what. Some of that oil.
I tell you what. I'll be having some of that
I'll
oil.
tell you what. I want some of that oil.
I want some of that oil. You look like a pop star.
Oh, Maddie, you're killing us.
Bending movement of the oi sound
Oi.
as you work with the sounds. And the better you get at it, the more you can tighten it up a little bit.
Tighten it up a little bit.
The next sound that we're going to be playing with is an Irish R. In an American English accent, you would say park,
Oh,
garden,
Park.
where the R sound has special emphasis in the back of the mouth and the throat. But in an Irish accent, it's as if we smile, making the vowel very broad as it comes forward to the front of the mouth.
okay.
So instead of park, garden, we would get park, garden.
Park,
Park.
garden,
Garden.
garden, park, garden.
Park.
I'll take you to the park.
I'll take you to the garden.
Take you to the garden. My fortune will tell you that Ireland is the best place in the world. That wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad. No.
Go ahead and try this with me. Park,
Park.
Park,
garden,
garden,
Garden.
park,
park.
garden.
She's right. I do feel like I'm smiling when I'm saying it. Park, garden,
Garden,
garden.
hard,
If anyone listening wants to try this as well,
Join in, man.
join in.
work,
Work.
start,
Work,
Start.
earth. One
Earth.
more time. Park,
Park,
garden,
garden,
hard,
Hey,
hard,
wait. What was that? Garden.
garden.
Don't say garden.
Welcome to the garden.
Welcome to the
earth,
Earth,
start.
start.
Practice sentences. You're such a hard worker.
Oh, so easy.
Oh, you're such a hard worker.
You're such a hard worker. That was bad.
Oh, that was American, that.
You're such a hard worker, man.
You're such a hard worker.
You're such a hard worker. You're such a hard worker. Yeah, I can't do
You're such a
that.
hard worker.
I thought it was easy. It's not.
Together. You're such a hard worker.
You're such a hard worker.
Oh, dude, that was so deep. That was not Irish. That was, I don't know what that was. That was Icelandic.
What was that?
I'll be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge. Don't want to take back my roots. I'm Irish.
What on earth are you doing?
Oh,
Together.
What on earth are you doing?
what on earth are you doing?
That was alright.
All you doing was the best bit of that. What on earth are you doing?
What on earth are you doing, laddie?
Fortune smiled upon Ireland.
Fortunes. Is this offensive?
No, I don't think so. I have a couple of Irish friends, and if you listen to this, I'm sorry, but you're not offended by this, are you? Come on.
Well,
I think we're actually doing quite well. We're
just
learning the
trying
language.
to learn accents.
We like
That's
it.
what
We're not taking the rip out of it. We enjoy the Irish accent.
What on earth are you doing?
What on earth
When
are
do
you
you
doing?
start school?
That was alright.
School?
When do you start school?
When do you
So
start
feel
scale?
that broadness of the R as it moves from the back, coming around to the front of the mouth.
When do you start
Our
school?
next practice sound is the vowel shift from ow to ew.
Ew.
And I find that this is personally the most difficult.
Oh,
Yeah,
As a
that's
standard
understandable.
American-
This is the difficult one. Well, the last ones we've been doing.
Yeah. We're
We're struggling.
We are struggling here.
If this is the difficult one, what on earth's coming next?
An English speaker, sometimes there's an emphasis on this sound in particular. For example, flour, sour, hour. There's a great deal of space in the mouth.
Mhm.
But remember, with an Irish accent, it's very small and it's very relaxed and melodic. So the word flour, if we were to make that smaller, becomes flair.
Flour.
Flour.
A flour.
You have a pot of flour.
Pot of flour.
You have
I'll have some of that oil. Pot of flour.
oh, some of that oil in the pot of flour.
Fortune smiled upon Ireland.
Ewer. Sour.
Sour,
So let's
sour.
try this together. Our practice words are, I found out lemons are sour.
I've-
That is the most Everything there was so Irish.
I mean, yeah.
I got quite what she said. What did she say?
So our practice sentences are, I found out lemons are sour.
I found out lemons are sour. That was really bad.
I found out lemons are sour.
I found out lemons are sour. That was bad. I feel like we're turning to her herself. We're starting to go like American.
I found out... Oh, that's Scottish.
That is very Scottish, Andy Murray. I found out that I'll be sending the oil away to the smile.
I found out... Oh.
Let's try it together. I found out lemons are sour.
I found out lemons are sour.
I found out lemons are sour. That's Scottish. Oh my God.
Even when you said that's Scottish, that you said that in a Scottish accent. That's Scottish. I found out the lemons are sour.
I don't think I can do an Irish accent, guys.
We don't have to go to work for another hour.
Work.
We don't have to go to work for another hour.
We don't have to go to work for another hour.
We don't have to go to work for another hour. Right, so we're trying here.
We are trying, honestly, guys, we are trying our best.
We're trying.
Fortune smile.
Do you think that, first of all, why do we need to do an Irish accent?
We don't. We just want to, expand our vocab range.
Yeah.
We need to test our vocal boxes. And I feel like we did okay. We're not bad.
Any other accents that you want to try out? I think we should try Scouse.
Well, we try a little bit of Scouse. I don't want to do the full video was kind of quite long. So, but thank you for that, Madeline. I hope people are subscribed to.
Madeline Harvey. I'll put a link in the description. Okay.
So Scouse accent.
Okay, this video.
Can't really, I think it was a good game, but
well, the gaffer told us.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
That's a Stephen Gerrard.
Hello and welcome to another episode.
We've got. She's not called Madeline, but this channel is called England Like a Native. English like a Native. Sorry.
Come on, then tell us what we can do.
So, in our accent discovery series. This series is all about discovering regional British accents to give you an idea of the difference between the regional accent and the standard British English accent.
She sounds like Carol Vorderman.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
Maybe she's just doing a Carol Vorderman impression.
Sometimes they are so different, even us natives find it hard to understand. So, who are we meeting today? This is Rebecca.
Well.
Rebecca is from
Rebecca.
Liverpool.
Huh?
That means she is a Scouser. Hello, Rebecca.
All right, babe.
Right.
All right, babe.
Oh, we're not doing that. Well, I don't know how we can.
People from Liverpool are very friendly and down to earth. But if you find yourself in a conversation with a Scouser, you might find that you're a little bit confused because they use some words that we don't normally use in standard British English. We're going to go through some of the common ones with you now.
Busies.
Police.
Look out, it's the busies.
Look out, it's the police.
I've never heard that before.
Right. I've never heard someone say busies as the police.
Busies.
Look out, it's the biz. Oh,
Look out, he's busies.
that's so much.
You've got to get the rasping.
Look out, it's the busies.
Look out, it's the busies. It's the busies.
Keks.
Trousers.
I've heard that.
Put your keks down. You keks.
I bought some new keks.
I bought
some new cakes.
Bought some new keks.
I bought some.
some
What
new
are we doing?
trousers.
Fortune smile.
Made up.
Really happy.
Oh, I'm made up with that.
Oh,
Oh, I made up with that. What? Someone's that?
Oh, I made up with that. I tell you, I made up with it.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, was it?
I don't want my accent, man. I think I'm having a bit of Geordie.
oh, I'm really happy with that.
Cob on.
Bad mood.
I've never heard that saying.
Hey, we're going to rub cob on.
Sounds a bit wrong, though.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it?
Have you got a cob on?
That does sound bad. Are you got a cob on?
Have you got a cob on?
Am I in a bad mood? No.
Bevy.
Drink or beverage?
Right.
That's why that's universal. Well, not universal.
I always say, I say bev. I don't think you say bevy.
I do say bevy.
You want to go for a bevy? A bevy? You want to go out for a bevy? Whoa.
Whoa. You want to go out for a bevy? That's what you just sounded like.
Do you want to go out for a bevy?
Want to go out for a bevy?
Fancy a bevy?
Do I
You fancy a bevy?
Yeah, you fancy a bevy, son?
Right, let's stop this.
Yeah. Now we're just free throwing here.
So, all in all, we can't do accents, basically.
We can't. We can do certain things. It just depends what you want us to say. But yeah, so that night we were Irish accent. We on for about.
I love how we've gone.
I know.
From telling this little story about speaking Irish to spending about 40 minutes
doing accents,
trying to do accents.
Yeah.
Well,
it's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
This is what Ricky Gervais is coming on for.
Yeah, I could imagine he got quite a good Irish accent actually.
Yeah.
If he put his mind to it.
Well,
but are we going to wrap it up here, Callum?
We probably should. Yeah. It's been an interesting podcast.
It's had lots of tails and turns. It's probably the most interesting podcast so far. Hopefully the girls will be back next time.
We had a lot of ideas for this podcast. We were going to talk about football originally.
It all kind of went out the window, but
when the Irish accent thing came in. But we're looking to start the jailbreak challenge soon. That'll be coming very soon. Hashtag get Ricky Gervais on the 5th best podcast in the world.
Will be on September.
In September, yes.
So things to note is Ricky Gervais is going to be on the show. The girls are going down in the jailbreak challenge.
And we're going far away.
Yeah, and global warming is upon us, pretty much.
And
don't ever try Irish accents if you're not confident with it.
And what did she say?
Fortune smiled upon Ireland.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.